Hello and welcome. Welcome to your week ahead TarotScopes with me, Intuitive Rene. As you know from last week, we have changed things up a little bit and we are now doing TarotScopes for all signs. So every single sign of the zodiac will have a short message in this video. The week in question is the 28th to the 28th, look at me, the 2nd to the 8th of October 2023. Friends, we're off to a good start. So let's see where this gets us. I have shuffled and I have laid out two decks on the table here. This is an interesting one. This is a deck that I don't think I've ever actually used for anything divination. This, as you can see, it is called Destiny, and it says on here, social entertainment, not entertainment, entertainment for the 21st century people. And I don't even know where I got it from. I don't even know quite what it is, but I do know that it is a game. So I think it probably is a board game. I haven't even read the instructions, to be completely honest with you. But what I like about this is it's got a keyword, it's got a little saying, a little poem, a little something, and I'm going to let the keyword drive its meaning today. And we're going to use it to set the theme for the week ahead for each sign of the zodiac. So it'll be interesting. Like I said, this is a first for me. We're winging it. We're going to see how it works, but I think it's going to be fabulous. And then the tarot deck, I thought, you know, because we are trying something new, let's stick with good old faithful. And this is the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot. This is just the lid of the box, but the Radiant Wise Spirit Tarot is the deck that we are going to be using. So if this is the first time that you are finding my channel or finding TarotScopes, welcome. Those of you who are weekly returners, even bigger welcome for you guys. So just a reminder on how it works. This is the intro. There will be timestamps, and if you look at the time bar here, you will see that it is divided up. If you open up the description below, you will see the timestamps themselves to help you jump straight to your particular zodiac sign. When it comes to zodiac signs, my recommendation is that you watch your sun sign, because everybody knows what their sun sign is. But if you are if you have any insight into astrology or your particular chart and you know what your rising sign is, I do encourage you to watch your rising sign as well. If you know what your rising sign is, probably only watch your rising sign. If you only have to watch one, watch your rising sign. It will probably be more accurate. The point behind these weekly TarotScopes, because it is just for a 7-day period, we are looking at, you know, the energies of the week ahead. So what are the energies? What can you expect? What is the best way to handle it? I don't have any structure for the reading. What I mean by that is I'm going to draw a theme from the Destiny cards, and then we're going to allow tarot to speak whatever it needs to speak. I don't have specific questions for the tarot. So we draw a theme for the week, and then we let the tarot speak. What else do I need to tell you? I think that is all. As I said, you'll find all the timestamps below. Please do me a favor though, those of you who are watching, please help my channel to grow, and the best way to do that is to give the video a thumbs up, a comment, even if it is just a hi down below. It really does help the algorithms to promote my video to more people. So if you want to help me and to make sure that I keep coming back doing these videos for you, please help me by spreading the love, you know, and letting YouTube know that this is a good video and more people need to see it. Thank you, friends. I really do value and appreciate it. So without further ado, let's get straight into the readings. Aries, hello and welcome. Welcome to your week ahead TarotScopes. Right, I'm going to get straight into the shuffling and see what is the theme for the week ahead for all Aries energy. Right, so cards are shuffled. Just doing one shuffle because I did shuffle beforehand. Let's cut the deck. Ooh, disaster. So in between me forgetting how to use words and now lights falling on us, we're not doing very well. Forgive me for that, Aries. I haven't touched the cards. They are shuffled. They are exactly as I put them down when the light came crashing. So let's have a look. Right, let's try this again. Let's cut and let's draw a card for Aries. So Aries, what is your theme for the week ahead from Destiny? Destiny says expansion. And Ricardo Simia, I don't know who he is, but he says Growth opportunities are always springing up and should be regarded the way Ulysses regards mermaids. Much about growth is really about ego and greed, not necessarily business strategy. So expansion is the key word that I am using today, and I'm going to chat about expansion while I shuffle the tarot. So expansion is a week, having a week of expansion, Aries, basically means that this week you're going to find yourself having to step outside of your comfort zone and having to push yourself a little bit further, having to explore other options, because this is a week to grow, to advance, to experience, to achieve, and to accomplish more than you are used to. Let's lay out some tarot and see what it wants to say. So our first card, of course, we have the Emperor. He is all about growth and expansion and leadership and all those things. We then have the Nine of Cups. These cards are super glossy, I do apologize. And finally, we have the Six of Pentacles. All right, so Aries, let's just make pretty, because clearly I can't make straight lines. Right, so Aries, very interesting. Expansion is your theme. We have got the Emperor. So the Emperor, he is about leadership. He is about growth. He is about having a plan and a strategy and, you know, just moving on with that. He doesn't allow emotions to sway him in any way. He's very logical, very matter of fact, very purpose-driven. Let me use that phrase. And he is all about expansion, because he understands that not only are we living for today, but we're living for tomorrow, and tomorrow's, you know. So he's always thinking big picture. He's always thinking the big stuff. So this is Spirit saying to you, Aries, that this week, that is where your focus needs to be. You need to remove emotion from the equation, and you need to stay very logical, very practical, very structured in everything that you do, because otherwise you're not going to expand, you're not going to grow, you're not going to achieve the things that you want to and the things that you need to. Nine of Cups is saying to you that we mustn't fear, okay? Nine of Cups is saying to you that you will achieve everything your heart desires. These are all his trophies, and he's sitting very smug, very comfortable, very, very happy, you know, surrounded by all his trophies, because these are signs of his achievements and accomplishments. So there is going to be a lot of success for you this week. There absolutely is going to be a lot of success for you this week. But the thing that is most important here is that you remain level-headed, that you have a plan, have a structure, and don't deviate from it in any way. While doing all of this, all right, Aries, while doing all of this, while focusing on expansion, while focusing on leadership and structure and dominance and, you know, all of that, and knowing that you can achieve a lot and you will achieve a lot, we must still also remember the underdog. So I'm saying the underdog with the Six of Pentacles, because Six of Pentacles is the card of sharing that which you have in excess, of giving to those less fortunate than yourselves. But it is a card that comes with a little bit of a warning, because it says to you, don't just always assume if money is the thing that you have in excess, that money is what everybody else wants from you, because maybe they only want your time. Maybe they want you to teach them. Maybe they want you just to have a cup of tea with them. So it is the card of helping the underdog, but it is the card of saying, be mindful on how you are helping that underdog. Be mindful of, you know, what it is that you're doing and how it is that you are doing it. So, Aries, this is a week of expansion. You need a structure, you need a plan, you need a strategy going forward, one that you are not going to deviate from. You will achieve a lot, you will get a lot done, you will succeed at everything you set your mind to, but don't forget to help those less fortunate than you are in a valid, relevant, and appropriate way. So that is your message for the week ahead, Aries. I do wish you well. I do wish you have an amazing week of love and expansion. As always, with love and blessings, from my heart to yours. And until we connect again, take care, Aries. Hello and welcome, Taurus. Welcome to your week ahead TarotScopes. Cards are on the table. Let's get straight into it. Moving the tarot out of the way slightly, let's shuffle these destiny cards to see what is the theme for Taurus for the week ahead. All right, cards are shuffled. I'm not doing more than that. Let's give them a cut and drawing a card off the top. Right, so Taurus, let's have a look and see what is the theme for you for this week. And you have got the card of adventure. And the little word here by Ben Okri. Ben Okri says, we seldom try for that beautiful greatness. Well, let me try that again. We seldom try for that beautiful greatness brooding in the mystery of our blood. That spirit of the spirit of the leap into the unknown. Gosh, this makes no sense. The joyful giving of the self's powers, that wisdom of going beyond in order to arrive. Right, so the last part makes sense to me. Joyful giving of the self's powers, that wisdom of going beyond in order to arrive. It is the spirit of adventure. So Taurus, this is great for the week ahead. I'm going to leave the card there as I shuffle the tarot. This is really good for the week ahead, having adventure as the theme, because it basically means that you're not going to have a dull and boring week. It basically means that this is going to be a week to expect the unexpected, to prepare for the unexpected, to embrace the unexpected, and to just go with it. And know that whatever happens, it's going to be fabulous. Whatever happens and however it unfolds for you, it's actually going to be really, really good for you. So spirit of adventure for the week ahead. Let's see what the tarot wants to add. So card number 1 is the death card. That's an adventure. I will explain. Nobody is dying. No physical death is taking place. We have the death card. We have the King of Wands. And our third tarot is the Page of Wands. All right, let me put the cards down and let's tidy up here because I don't know how to make straight lines apparently. Right, Taurus. I get excited when the death card comes up, and I get even more excited when it's next to adventure and next to 2 wands cards. Okay, so this is definitely a big week, Taurus, definitely a big week. Death is the card of change, like major transformational change, which in itself is an adventure. You know, let's be honest, when we go on an adventure, so I'm going to use mountain climbing as an example, okay? I'm certainly not encouraging any of you to go mountain climbing, but if that's your jam, please go for it. But I'm just going to use it as an analogy. So when we go mountain climbing, first of all, we're at home and we're training and preparing and doing all the things that we need to do in preparation for the big adventure. The excitement builds and it builds and it builds and it builds and builds. And then when the day arrives to actually do the mountain climbing, when the day arrives to actually start the adventure, you know, you can just imagine how heightened the emotions are and the excitement levels and all of that. But then it's a case of time to put all your training into practice. Do you know exactly what the journey is going to be like? Not at all. Okay, there's so many unknowns, there's so many things that you don't really know that could happen, that may happen, that you're going to have to figure out. But it's about trusting the training that you've been on to actually help you through the adventure. So the death card is the card of starting off your journey of mountain climbing as a person in whatever way you were, but by the time you've gone through the trouble, the struggle, the hardship, the challenge of getting to the top of the mountain and then descending, by the time you finish the adventure, you are not the same person anymore. I hope you understand that. You know, that by the time you've been through all of that, the day you decide I'm going to climb a mountain and the day you finish and you come back home, those are 2 very different people. And that's what the death card is. It's letting go of your old self. It's letting go of your old self that's been too afraid, too scared, too nervous, and embracing the fact that you can, you did, you will. So the death card here is about major transformation and change, but it's also the card of saying, acknowledging for yourself that which you have achieved and accomplished, the adventure that you've been on. So remember, Taurus, we're talking about a 7-day period here, okay? This is just a short, quick 7-day period, but there's something that you've been preparing for a long time, and it looks like it sets in motion this week. It looks like things come full circle this week, which is fabulous. Let's look at our King of Wands. So there he sits on his throne. He is wearing his best of his best. He is surrounded by lions and salamanders and all sorts of things. He has got his stick with him and he is on a stable ground surface. He is rock steady, rock solid. He is looking out, okay? You can see that he's not even looking at us. He's surveying his land. He's looking to see, is everybody where they need to be? Is everybody doing what they need to be doing? Because he is the king of action. He is the king of action. So what he's saying to you, Taurus, is this is not a week for you to be digging and carving and working. This is a week for you to sit back and to watch the adventure unfold, okay? We've also got the Page of Wands. So the Page of Wands is, when I was telling you the story about mountain climbing and how all the training you've done in the world doesn't prepare you for every, you know, potential thing that could go wrong. And it's about trusting your experience, trusting your knowledge, trusting your training to help you when you're facing those challenges. And that's Page of Wands energy. He's very enthusiastic. You can see that he is dressed just as well as the king is. He is very enthusiastic. He doesn't have as much experience as the king. So he may have textbook knowledge. He may have some kind of understanding. But the truth of the matter is he's quite naive. He's quite innocent. He doesn't necessarily know exactly what's going on. Okay? So he's trusting the king's leadership, but he's learning by doing. So, Taurus, for you this week, embrace this week. Go into it. You don't need to have a plan. You don't need to have a strategy. You need to trust your past, trust the experiences that you've had previously, trust the knowledge that you have gained through your experience, because this week is going to be a beautiful adventure, an adventure that's going to take you places, an adventure that all you have to do is observe, watch, and maybe a little bit of coordination, but other than that, trust that you have everything that you need to get through it, and it's going to be fabulous. So Taurus, love and blessings. Have an amazing week, and until we connect again, take care. Right, Gemini, let's get into your reading and see what the week ahead has in store for you. So starting off with these destiny cards, let's give them a shuffle. We're looking for a single card that's going to depict the theme for Gemini for the week ahead. Right, cards are shuffled, cutting over there and taking a card. Let's see, what is the theme for Geminis for the week ahead? You have got flirtation. And it says, Venus flavors the bold. And Ovid, whoever Ovid is the one who said, Venus favors, not flavors, oh my gosh, favors the bold. Flirtation, I like that. I really do like that. Okay, I'm going to leave flirtation over there. Let's shuffle the tarot while we discuss flirtation. So, and I think, Gemini, you guys are the pros when it comes to flirtation, because you guys are the communicators. You know how to say things. There was a card that was the wrong way around there. You know how to say things. You know how to, there it is. Oh, you see, it's not even a tarot card. Look at that. You guys know how to talk, you know how to express, you know how to communicate. And what is flirting? Flirting is basically saying something to a person to get a positive reaction. That is my definition of flirting. And Geminis, I do believe that you guys are absolute pros. So this week we're going to use your natural skill, your natural talent, your natural ability to your advantage. Let's see what the tarot wants to add to that. So our first card we have is the card of skill, by the way. It is the Eight of Pentacles. Card number 2 is the Knight of Cups. Oh, I'm loving where this is going. And card number 3 is the Ace of Wands. All right, so Gemini, you are without a doubt in for a fabulous week. Right, let's just even these out. So flirtation is conversation where you are saying something to somebody else to get a positive reaction, whether that be a smile, whether that be a giggle, whether that be a whatever it is, okay? But flirtation, the art of flirtation is communicating in such a way to get a positive reaction. So here we have the card of skill. The Eight of Pentacles is the card of skill, but it's the card of working on your skill. And Gemini, you've been working on the skill of flirtation your whole life. It is a skill that you've mastered, but it's the more you do it, the easier it becomes, the more beneficial to you, and the better you become at it. Because, now I am going to take a complete stab in the dark here, right? Looking at all the cards that we have, looking at flirtation, looking at working hard at your skill, the Knight of Cups and the Ace of Wands, I am definitely going to say that the key here for you guys this month, or this week I should say, this week is on relationships, on romance. I am going to go there. So if you are in a relationship, this is saying that we need to bring a little bit of flirtation into the picture. If you are single, you need to be flirting more because it's going to bring you success. So, either way, we need to be doing some flirting this week in order to improve our circumstances. I say that because of the Knight of Cups. So the Knight of Cups, he is the brave knight of romance. He is heading off. He is wearing his best of his best. He is so proud and he is so dapper, but he is doing a big gesture of love, of acceptance, of kindness, of generosity, a big gesture to somebody that he loves. He wants to be seen. He wants to receive approval. He wants to be acknowledged. But what he's doing is he's saying, look at me, I'm here, I'm fabulous, who wants me? Okay, so this is why, Gemini, flirtation is saying to you that yes, you need to be chipping away at it. You need to be continually working on your skill. You need to be flirting with somebody who is important to you, whether you're in a relationship with them. And if you're single, it may be somebody you want to be in a relationship with. Okay, so we need to be expressing ourselves. We need to be telling people how we feel, because it's going to open up some interesting doors. So here we have the Ace of Wands, which is new opportunities that are coming your way. So again, I'm going to say, if you're in a relationship and you start flirting with your partner, okay, with your husband, your wife, your boyfriend, girlfriend, your partner, or however you want to label them, if you start flirting with them, and if you start working at it and chipping away at them and doing something to show love and appreciation, your relationship is just going to go in a completely new direction, fabulous new direction, okay? This is definitely a positive opportunity that's going to open up for you if you put the work in and if you show love and appreciation. Flirt, you know, and if you're single, but you've got your eye on somebody, flirt. You'll be surprised as to where it's going to take you, as to what opportunities are going to be presented for you. And if you are single and you have nobody in your life, nobody that you even remotely think about or care about, I'm going to tell you that just as you go through this week, as you go on your day-to-day adventures, like if you're at the petrol station and there's a car that pulls up next to you and you look at the car and it looks like it's somebody like quite nice, smile, say hi, flirt, okay? Flirt with total strangers, because you never know which of those total strangers may bring a life-changing experience for you. Obviously, we want to be cautious. We don't want to be overly over the top flirting, but this is definitely, I'm going to change it. If you're single and you don't have anybody in your life and there's nobody even remotely close, I'm going to change flirtation to be friendly. Just be friendly with everybody that you meet. You may be in for a pleasant surprise. Gemini, looks like you're in for a fabulous one. As always, with love and blessings from my heart to yours. And until we connect again, take care. Hello and welcome to all my Cancerians. Let's have a look and see what this week ahead has in store for you. So I am shuffling the Destiny cards. Let's give them a shuffle and see what is the theme of the next 7 days for all Cancerians. Right, cards are shuffled. Let's cut the deck. And we're taking a card off the top. So Cancerians, your Destiny theme for the week ahead is exploration. And I'm not even going to try and say that name because I'm probably going to butcher it, but they say love is an endless mystery, for it has nothing else to explain it. Oh, I love that. Oh, I love that. So exploration is the theme for your week ahead, Cancer. Let's shuffle the tarot while we discuss that, while we put some thoughts into it. So considering the little quote that we have is about love being an endless mystery, I do think this is Spirit saying to you, we need to explore feelings, we need to explore emotions, we need to be exploring ourselves even, you know, anything to do with emotions, anything to do with love and value and appreciation needs to be explored this week. Let's see what the tarot wants to add. Right, tarot cards are shuffled, if I can put them together, cut. Card number 1, Cancer, we have got the 7 of Wands. Card number 2 is the Knight of Swords. And our third card we have is the 2 of Pentacles. Right, let's tidy up because I can't make straight lines. There we go. So now what's quite interesting is the 3 cards that we've drawn here are 3 very active cards, okay? And I'm going to call them that they each have a challenge, they each have a difficulty, they're each dealing with something completely different. We have here with our first tarot card, with the 7 of Wands, here he is in a very defensive pose. He is standing at the cliff edge. If he takes one more step back, he's going to fall off the cliff, and he is defending. Look at the way he's holding his wand across his chest. He is defending himself against what he perceives to be danger. So we have this overly defensive behavior. Now, let's bring exploration into it, because maybe he's made a quick judgment on these people coming towards him, these ones that he thinks are coming to attack him. Where if he explored this a little bit further and actually had conversation with these, he may see that they're actually not there to harm him, but that they may be friend and not foe. But because he's not exploring, he's not finding that out. So the message here is, before you get overly defensive, because in the past you would have jumped to conclusions, and now this week we don't want to jump to conclusions. This week we want to explore what actually is going on before we decide how we're going to react. You may still need to be defensive, but let's check first. Let's not make the assumption and jump to that prematurely. We then have the Knight of Swords. Now, if you have a look at the horse's mane, and you look at how the horse is running, and you look at how his scarf is blowing in the wind and his body language, you can see even the trees, the way that the wind is moving. There is wind, there is action, there is activity. They are moving in that direction so fast that they're not noticing their surroundings. They're not noticing what's around them. They're on a quest, okay? They're on a quest, and nothing and nobody is going to stop him from doing what he has set out to do. So he is super hyper focused on achieving whatever it is he needs to. He's not exploring. Yes, he's achieving things. Yes, he's achieving his goals, and he's reaching things, and he's accomplishing so much, but he's not exploring life. So Knight of Swords, swords is the suit of the mind, of the intellect, of the thinking. So Knight of Swords is basically saying that, again, we jump to conclusions. All right, we jump to conclusions, and once we've made up our minds about something, the stubbornness sets in and we don't budge. We stick with what we originally thought, what we originally perceived. So Cancer, this is Spirit saying to you this week, don't be so quick to jump to conclusions. Don't be so quick to jump to conclusions. We need to explore our options. We need to explore circumstance. We need to explore what's actually going on around us before we jump to any kind of conclusions. It doesn't matter how it's happened before, okay? The past does not determine the present in this instance. We need to explore more. We need to delve deeper. Let's have a look at what we have, our last card with the Two of Pentacles. So here we have our chappie, our person, standing on solid ground. We have got the ocean and very, very wavy ocean behind him. He is balancing on one foot, and he is trying to juggle these two discs. He is finding it all very difficult because there's just so much going on. But he's trying as much as possible to focus on his task at hand, which is the balancing of his two pennies, the balancing of his finances, of his stuff. So again, no balance, no balance, trying to balance, trying to balance, trying to balance, trying to balance, no balance. So it's very interesting, Cancer, that this week Spirit is saying to you, do not jump the gun on anything. There is a lot going on. You've got a lot to achieve. You've been through a lot, but now is not the time to just expect everything to be as it always has been. Now this week, it's a time for you to ask the questions and say, who are you? What do you want? Where am I going? Why am I going there? Why am I balancing this on one foot? Why am I not standing with both my feet firmly on the ground? Why do I always make things so difficult for myself? That's the questions that we need. Those are the questions we need to be exploring. Those are the questions we need to be asking, and not jumping to conclusions this week. So Cancerians, you know what you got to do? I am wishing you just the best week ever. Lots of love and blessings from my heart to yours. And until we connect again, take care. Hello and welcome, Leo. Welcome to your week ahead TarotScopes. Let's shuffle the cards and see what this week ahead has in store for you. So Leo, from this Destiny deck, I am looking to see what is your theme for the week ahead. Right, cards are shuffled. Let's cut the deck. That wasn't a good. There we go. Taking one card off the top, and let's have a look. What is your theme for the week ahead from these Destiny cards? We have got flirtation. This is so funny. Gemini had flirtation as well. So I don't know who Ovid is, but Ovid says Venus favors the bold. So Leo, apparently you got to get your flirt on. Right, I'm going to shuffle the tarot to see where, what, who, and how do we need to get our flirt on, our flirtation. So to me, I'm going to say to you, Leo, flirtation, to me, I define flirtation as doing or saying something to somebody else in order to get a positive reaction. Okay, that is how I am defining flirtation for the sake of this week's reading. So it's the act of doing or saying something to another person in order to get a positive reaction. Right. First tarot card we have is the Ten of Pentacles. Second tarot card we have is the Three of Cups. I am loving this. And our last card is Justice. Oh, this is interesting. Oh, this is very interesting. Okay, so let's just make a pretty line because I can't do that while I'm shuffling and laying out cards apparently. All right, so Leo, flirtation is the art or the act of doing something to another person in order to get a positive reaction. The first card we have for you from the tarot is the Ten of Pentacles. And the Ten of Pentacles is the card of legacy. It's the card of understanding that the things that you do today will affect generations to come. In this particular card, and I know it is quite a busy card as far as artwork goes, but here we have a couple who are happily in love and living their best life and everything is great. Here we have one of their parents, so a generation above them, that is sitting there and enjoying watching the scenery. We have two dogs, which is family, and then standing in the corner over here, I don't know if you can see with one hand on the dog's tail, is a child. So in this picture we have three generations plus the pooches. We have happy family, but we understand that the things that this gentleman did in his day are going to have a positive effect on this child one day when that child is grown. So it's understanding the big picture. So when we talk about flirtation for you, Leo, what we're saying to you is we're not saying flirt now just to get a little bit of happiness now. We're talking we're talking about doing and saying things today which you will benefit from in the future. Okay, so it's about understanding the bigger picture. It's about understanding the legacy of your actions, of your behaviors, of the things that you get up to. We then also have the Three of Cups, which is the card of celebration, joy, happiness, success, all of those kind of things. But it's the card of celebrating with the people who mean the most to you, friends, family, sisters, etc. So it's about understanding that the things that you succeed at, the things that you're good at, the things that you're flirting on this week, you need to celebrate with the people who are nearest and dearest to you. We do have the Justice card. Now, if the Justice card hadn't come through, I would have been telling you to get your flirt on in a massive, massive, massive way. Flirt with everybody all over the place, all the time, blah, blah, blah. But Justice has come through to sort of, to not put a dampener on things, but to sort of rein us in a little bit. Because when I saw these three cards, I was going on a tangent, okay? I was going to tell you to like, just get your flirt on and live your best life, and life is fabulous. Justice comes in and says, understand that there are consequences to your actions, that there are consequences to your behavior. Justice is coming through saying, all is fine until you get caught. So Justice is coming through, Leo, as a reminder that yes, flirting comes easy to you because you are so valued and so respected and appreciated by everybody around you. Everybody loves a Leo. So, and you know, so flirting comes easy to you, and you've probably used it many times in your life to get places, to get things done, to advance yourself even. And it's about understanding that the things that you do are going to affect generations to come. Yes, we are going to celebrate. Yes, we are going to have good times with our friends, with our family, with everybody. But we need to know that there is a line in the sand. There is a very fine line between flirting and doing wrong. Okay, so this is just a reminder, and I'm not just talking from a relationship emotional point of view of flirting. I'm talking about, remember my definition of flirting when I started this off? My definition was doing or saying something to another person to get a positive reaction. So we could also call that manipulation. Manipulation generally is a negative connotation, has a negative sense on flirtation. All right, so we're staying here, but Justice has come through just as a reminder that, you know, there's a very fine line between flirting and manipulation. All right, and I think that's a brilliant message for your week ahead. I wish you an amazing week of fun, of flirting, of success, of abundance, of staying within the lines. All right, Leo, much love and many blessings, and until we connect again, take care. Virgo, hello and welcome. Welcome to your week ahead TarotScopes. Let's get the tarot out the way. Let's grab our destiny cards. Let's give them a shuffle, Virgo, and see what is the theme for all Virgo energies for the week ahead. Right, cards are shuffled. Let's cut the deck Let's grab a card off the top. Right, so Virgo, your theme for the week ahead from the Destiny cards is soulmates and kindred spirits. So Baltasar Gracian, I don't know if I'm saying the name right, says, friendship multiplies the good of life and divides the evil. 'Tis the sole remedy against misfortune, the very ventilation of the soul. Friendship multiplies the good of life and divides the evil. Oh, I like that. So soulmates and kindred spirits is the theme for your week ahead. Let's get the tarot and give it a shuffle while we discuss that. So, what is a soulmate? What is a kindred spirit? It is basically somebody who you enjoy spending time with, somebody who has the same kind of interests and outlook and perceptions of life as you do, somebody who thinks along the same ways as you do, somebody who you just feel comfortable spending time with. Those are soulmates and kindred spirits. So maybe this is a week of having those conversations around who are your soulmates and kindred spirits. And I'm going to say to you at this point, I haven't even seen what the tarot has to say, but I am going to say to you, Virgo, we need to understand that we change. As we go through life, we change, we evolve, we're becoming different people. So your soulmates and kindred spirits from before may not be your soulmates and kindred spirits right now. And maybe this week, this is what we need to be focusing on, is recognizing that just because we've been friends for 30 years doesn't make you a soulmate and a kindred spirit anymore. Yes, I will still be your friend. Yes, I will still love and support you, but maybe we just don't have to live in each other's pockets as often anymore because I've grown, you've grown, and maybe in different direction. So a soulmate and a kindred spirit is somebody who you resonate with on such a level, and who you enjoy spending time with. So tarot card number 1 is the Death card, making a second appearance this week. Love it. No one's dying. It's nothing serious, nothing major. Actually, it is, but nobody's dying. Nothing like that is happening at all. We also have the Six of Swords. You see, this is exactly what I was saying. Exactly. And we have the Knight of Wands. Right, so let's put the tarot cards down. Let's straighten up my really bad positioning because I'm terrible at that. All right, so Virgo, what's coming through here? Let's talk about the Death card. What is Death card in tarot? Death card in tarot is change and transformation on a big level. So when I was explaining to you about kindred or soulmates and kindred spirits, and I was saying to you, understand that the people who you used to be soulmates and kindred spirits with many years ago might not be the people who you are that way with now, because we have grown, but we've grown in different directions. So the Death card comes along as a reminder of it's time to acknowledge what has changed, what has evolved in your life. It's about stepping forward and leaving the past behind, even if the past used to make you happy and those circumstances, people and situations were fabulous. But it's about recognizing and understanding that they don't serve you anymore, that they don't fulfill anything within you anymore. And it's about understanding that it's time to let that go and give yourself permission to move on. Here we have the Six of Swords and Virgo. Six of Swords is a card of making a quick decision to move on. Okay, I mean, I'm putting it in a very, very mild sense. But in the boat, here we have this, I'm guessing, a mother, a parent. We have a child with them. The swords in front of them in the boat represent all of her possessions, all of her things that are important and relevant to her. We've got this person who is driving the boat. Now, if we have a look at the waters over here, we can see that there is land, and the waters over there are very still. The waters on this side, and I know that that is like where he's pushing the boat and whatever, but the waters here are very, very choppy and very, very busy. This card is the card of saying to you that you've made a decision, a quick decision, to change your circumstances, to change your life without really thinking about the future, the consequences, the outcome. You know, sometimes we find ourselves in such a situation that we wish it was different, and this is acting on it, saying anything will be better than this, and therefore I'm okay with that. So looking at this, I think, Virgo, this week Spirit is saying to you, it's time for you to give a thought to the people that you spend time with and ask yourself, are you spending time with people who actually contribute something to your life? Are you spending time with people who you actually want to spend time, people who you actually enjoy spending time with? Do you need to make your circle bigger? Do you need to explore new options? And by exploring new options doesn't mean that we're necessarily getting rid of our old options, but what we're doing is we're just expanding. So I think this is what Spirit is saying. It's time for you on a social, on a social emotional level to start branching out and connecting with new people, or running a survey with everybody in your life where you look at them and say, do you fit into this connection for me? Are you a soulmate or a kindred spirit? Or are you somebody that just pulls me down? Or are you somebody that just contributes drama and chaos and heaviness to my life? Or are you somebody who actually lifts me up and makes me feel better? It's time to make some bold changes. Okay, it's time to make some bold changes, Virgo, and move towards happiness. So here we have the Knight of Wands. You can see that that horse is charging ahead. You can see that our knight, he is dressed fabulously. He has got flames on all his suit of armor. He's even got some flames here behind his knee. He's got flames everywhere. Flames represent passion. Flames represent excitement. Flames represent spark of life. Okay. And he is charging towards all of that, with all of that. And that's exactly, Virgo, what Spirit are encouraging you. It's a week of determining what is a soulmate, what is a kindred spirit to you, and seeing that it's not what it used to be. Getting excited about the change and exploring new opportunities as you move towards spending time with people who are more aligned with yourself. That is your focus for this week. Oh, I love it. Virgo, lots of love and blessings. And until we meet again, take care. Hello and welcome, Libra. And for those of those Librians that are celebrating a birthday this week, happy birthday. I do hope it's an amazing one for you. Libra, let's get into your reading and see what this week has in store for you. So, giving the Destiny cards a shuffle. And as I shuffle, we're asking for a theme for all Libra energy for this week. What is the theme for the week ahead for all Libra energy? Okay, so Libra, I have drawn a card. Your theme for the week ahead is generosity. Okay, and here we have a quote that says, "Cast thy bread upon the waters, for thou shalt find it after many days." I love that. So generosity as a theme is brilliant. Let's shuffle the tarot while we chat about generosity. So what is generosity? Now this is actually a topic I could talk a lot on, because I feel like us human beings have got the whole concept of generosity quite skew. We believe generosity is giving to others. And of course, that's exactly what generosity is. But is it generosity when you take the last of a thing that you have, and you give it to somebody else? Is that generosity or is that stupid? Like, I know me using a terrible word by saying is that stupid, but to me, generosity is being kind and being generous and giving to others that which you have an excess or a no need of. Okay, so if I have a thing that I no longer have a need for, I can gift it to you, give it to you, and that is being generous. But if I have a need for a thing and I still give it to you, then to me it's just stupid. And our society has got us believing that we're not generous if we're not giving the shirt off our back. So if it's the shirt off your back, the implication is that it's your last shirt, that it's the only shirt that you have. Don't give the last thing that you have away. Why should you suffer just so that you can have the label of generosity? So that's my little lecture on generosity. Let's see what the tarot has to say. But being generous is absolutely a must. We should be kind. We should be generous. Our first tarot card we have is the Four of Swords. We then have Temperance. Thank you. I needed temperance in this. And we have the Ace of Cups. I love it. All right, Libra, let's have a look and see. Let me just straighten these up because I'm never really good at that. So I'm so glad to see Temperance there, and I'll explain why in a second. But let's start off with our first card here of the Four of Swords. Four of Swords is the card of nothing. It's the card of lie down, do nothing. It's the card of wait patiently. It's the card of be ready, be prepared, but do nothing. Okay? So here we're saying to you, Libra, that this is a week for you where the focus is on generosity. The theme is generous, but maybe it's not about you always giving to others, but maybe it's you watching and waiting, observing, being patient to see how things unfold, so that maybe the generosity is actually in the other direction. So instead of it being you giving to others, it's about others giving to you. Okay, that's what my initial take on this is. So we've got generosity. Four of Swords is saying rest, recoup, do nothing, wait it out, wait for the sign, before you get up and jump into action. But in the meantime, rest and do nothing. So I do think, Libra, based on what I was saying earlier on, and I know, Libra, that you guys are all about the balance. You're all about the generosity. I know, like every Librian I know is super, super generous, giving to others, thinking about others, considering others, all of those kind of things, sometimes to their own detriment. And I feel like that's the message here is, let's still focus on being generous. Let's still be kind and supportive, but not to our own detriment. Temperance is the card of balance. Temperance is the card of saying we have to weigh up the pros and the cons. We have to look at the good and the bad. We have to look at, are we going to take the long, easy route, or are we going to take the short, difficult route? Both are going to get you to the same place. Both are going to get you where you need to be. But like, how much energy do you have? Do you want slow and easy, or do you want short and difficult? Okay. And maybe it's the other way around. Maybe it's long and difficult and short and easy. You know, like, we don't know. But Temperance is the card of balance. It says to you, you can't always have it always. You can't always have it your way. That sometimes we have to take the road less traveled. And sometimes in your generosity, what you're doing is you're giving everybody the easy route, and you're leaving yourself with the hard route, with the difficulty. And like I said, giving off the last shirt that you own, giving that off to somebody isn't necessarily generous, but actually borders on stupidity. We also have the Ace of Cups, and the Ace of Cups is about the new energies coming through, okay? It's the new energies coming through. So you might find, Libra, that you're in a situation at the moment where there's a lot of new energy coming your way, a lot of new people, opportunities, circumstance, a lot of new emotion coming your way. And if you continue to be as generous as you have been in the past, it's going to leave you empty. It's going to leave you empty. So this is why Spirit is saying, slow down, take it easy. You don't always have to be giving everything that you have and everything that you are. Sometimes less is actually more. I'm going to leave it right there because I feel like I've said it all, Libra. So this is a week of being generous, but maybe it's also about receiving generosity. It doesn't always have to be about giving. It can be about receiving as well. So you want to make sure that you observe the circumstance to know what is appropriate, to know what is valid, so that you're not suffering, but also being open to new experiences, people, circumstances, and situations coming into your life. Have an amazing week, Libra, and until we connect again, take care. Scorpio, hello and welcome. Welcome to your week ahead TarotScopes. Let's get the cards shuffled and see what this week has in store for you. So Scorpio, from the Destiny cards, we are asking for or looking for the theme for your week ahead. Let's see. Cutting the deck over there, moving the cards out the way. So Scorpio, the theme for your week ahead is soulmates and kindred spirits. Second appearance of this week. That is so interesting. So here we have from Baltasar Gracian, I don't know if I'm saying it right, friendship multiplies the good of life and divides the evil. 'Tis the sole remedy against misfortune, the very ventilation of the soul. Soulmates and kindred spirits. Very, very interesting indeed. I'm going to leave it there while I shuffle the tarot. So, Scorpio, what I'm going to say to you about soulmates and kindred spirits is, first of all, let's identify what is a soulmate, what is a kindred spirit. A soulmate or a kindred spirit is a person who you have drawing a connection with, where we just feel so comfortable in each other's presence. We have the same interests, we have the same outlooks, the same morals, the same understanding. We have comfortable silences, but we also have many times of comfortable conversation. We can do things together. We never have to explain ourselves, and we never have to prove ourselves, okay? So a soulmate or a kindred spirit is somebody where you have a unique connection, where there is no pressure, there is no expectation, and there's no drama. So I'm just looking, my light looks like it's about to fall. Let me just adjust that quickly. So really speaking, a soulmate and a kindred spirit. Now, the other thing I want to say before I actually take from the tarot is, we need to understand that as souls, we are evolving. We are forever changing who we are. And people who were your soulmates and kindred spirits 6 months ago, 6 years ago, 10 years ago might not be the same people who are your soulmates and kindred spirits today. But we hold on to them and we hang on to them because we feel obligated, because we've been friends for so long, because we've been each other's company for such a long time. We feel like we have to, and then we now get into a position where that connection is forced. So soulmates and kindred spirits to me is basically saying we need to, this week, we need to question who are our soulmates, who are our kindred spirits, who are the people we feel most comfortable with and the people we want to spend time with. Let's see what the tarot says. First card we have is the 10 of Wands. Second card, Scorpio, yeah, look at this, 8 of Swords. And the third card we have, look at that, wow, okay, card 8 of Cups. So 8, 8, and 10. Right, so I know I've got a bit of glare there. I do apologize for that. These cards are incredibly glossy. So Scorpio, the immediate message here is you currently don't have a soulmate or a kindred spirit. You are lacking in this department in a big way. Now, you may be arguing with me in your head right now going, no, man, but I've got so many people I really enjoy spending time with and so many people I love and admire and blah, blah. Like you may have this whole conversation with me in your head right now, but listen to what I'm saying. Those are people who used to be your soulmate or your kindred spirit. You have to change who you are in order to fit in and adapt to them. You are not comfortable to just be yourself. Everything is put on, okay? You may have absolutely one or two, very, very, very slight chance of having one or two true soulmates or kindred spirits in your life. But looking at these three cards, this is Spirit saying to you, Scorpio, that actually things are not so fabulous. All right, things are not so fabulous. Let's have a look at them individually. We've got the 10 of Wands. You can see that he is carrying a heavy load. He is hunched over. It is heavy. Yes, I know he's carrying it in a very awkward way, but maybe he's tried all sorts of other things. Have you ever carried something, you constantly change and adjust how you're holding it, trying to relieve aching muscles and to find a better way? And that's what's going on here, okay? He is under immense pressure. He's trying. He's carrying on. You can see that he's walking. He's moving. There's his destination. So he's close, but it's a hard slog. It's a hard slog, and he's putting in all the effort. He's putting in all the energy. And I think this is Spirit saying to you that socially, with regards to soulmates and kindred spirits for you, Scorpio, you're putting in all the effort. You're carrying the burdens, but you're not getting any joy or pleasure out of it. We also have the 8 of Swords. And here we are standing outside. We have been abandoned. Somebody has gone and tied us up. We even have a blindfold across our eyes. And we are trapped. You know, we are surrounded by this cage of swords. The reality is, those swords are so nice and sharp. They could cut through this bandage so easy. You could remove the blindfold and see that you're not trapped or caged, but it's your perception. So you feel obligated. You feel like you have to stay in this situation. You feel like the people that you're spending time with, the people that you're connecting with, you're feeling like you have to make them be your soulmates and kindred spirits, when actually you're just so disconnected. So this is the card of saying to you that your perception is that you are forced to stay, when actually all you want to do is go. So 8 of Cups, here he has his 8 cups. You can see that there is a gap. He has tried to rearrange them in 1,000 different ways to try and get some kind of synergy going. But he keeps failing. He keeps failing. He keeps failing. There's always a gap. There's always something missing. And maybe this is what you need to realize, Scorpio, is that there is something missing in your life at the moment. So now our person here in the red shoes and the red cloak is now walking off, either to find the missing piece or to just have a whole other experience somewhere else, okay? Because they've realized, they've acknowledged to themselves that it's been a long, hard, difficult journey with no reward, that they stayed longer than they needed to for all the wrong reasons. And now they are free to move on. So, Scorpio, what we're saying to you, in your connections with people, with the people in your life, whether they be partners, friends, family, work colleagues, acquaintances, whatever it is, you've got to say to yourself, with everybody that you meet, with everybody that you engage with, what is in this connection for me? What am I getting from this relationship? Because a soulmate and a kindred spirit is always a two-way connection where you benefit from having them in your life, they benefit from having you in their life. And I'm going to tell you that a lot of your relationships that you have right now are very much one-sided, okay? You're doing all the work, You're being loyal, you're doing everything that you need to do, that you think you need to do, but the truth of the matter is there's something lacking, there is something missing. And it's time to go exploring what that is. It's time for you to acknowledge to yourself that you need more soulmates and kindred spirits in your life. And they're not going to come knocking on your door. You've got to go searching. You've got to first of all acknowledge the lack, the missing point, acknowledge that something is lacking or missing, and then you need to go exploring and finding it. Staying in this situation that causes you pain and discomfort and unsatisfaction, that's not what life is about. And Scorpio, this week, it's about just observing who is in your life, observing the people around you, and asking yourself, what are they bringing to you? In what way are they a soulmate or a kindred spirit in your life? And then you will have the answers that you need. Interesting one for you, Scorpio. I do wish you all the best. I know that you've got this. I know that it's a tough one, but I know that you will get through it, and I know that you will find your soulmates and your kindred spirits. Lots of love and blessings from my heart to yours. And until we connect again, take care, Scorpio. Hello and welcome, Sagittarius. Welcome to your week ahead TarotScopes. Let's get the cards shuffled and see what this week ahead has in store for you. So, Sag, giving the Destiny cards a shuffle, and we're asking for the theme for your week ahead from these cards. What is the theme for the week ahead for all Sagittarius? And the theme is visionary. So we have got Cole Young joining us, and his quote says, "Who looks outside dreams, who looks inside wakes." Oh, I love that. I don't think I've heard that phrase before. Who looks outside dreams and who looks inside wakes. Cole Young. So that is your theme for the week, visionary. So yes, where are we dreaming? Where are we looking? Where are we exploring? Where are we living? So Sagittarius, this is going to be a week of questions by the looks of it. It's going to be a week of you sort of looking and creating visions and dreams and aspirations and almost climbing out of your comfort zone. And because that's the feeling I get. Being a visionary means, seeing the impossible and finding a way of making the impossible possible. So let's see from the tarot what it wants to add to the story for Sagittarius for this week. Okay, cards are shuffled. Let's cut the deck. Card number 1, Sag, we have got the World. Card number 2, we have the Lovers. Right, I'm loving this. And we have the 3 of Pentacles. Okay, let's tidy up because I'm never very good at lining up the cards on camera. All right, so Sag, we have got visionary. So visionary is about, having the dream, having the vision for something that may seem impossible, may seem, not real, and then finding a way of making it real, finding a way of making it come to life. The first tarot card we have for you is the World. The World is the last of the major arcana, but the World is the card of attainment, completion, coming full circle, and then starting again. If we look at the lady that we have standing here, she's got a baton in each hand. So she has given the performance of her life. She has succeeded. She has now been given the winner's wreath. And she has succeeded in everything that she has set out for herself. And now she's at that point where she's going to take it further. She's going to do the next thing. So she had the vision to start practicing and working towards something. She's now achieved it and accomplished it, and now she gets to share it with another person. So Sag, this is you having the vision of a goal, of a dream, of an aspiration that you have for yourself, and then understanding that you don't necessarily have to do it alone. And I'm saying that because we've got the 3 of Pentacles with this card. So the 3 of Pentacles with this card is basically saying to you that things are always better when shared with another. Things are always better when shared with another. This is the card of teamwork. This is the card of togetherness, of understanding. So here we have 3 people working on a project, but they're each doing a different aspect, a different job. So this person standing in front of you can see has got the plans, okay? So they may be the architect. this person over there may be quality control and this is the person who is doing the carving. So, but each one is just as important in the scheme of things as the other. You couldn't do the project without one of them. You need all three people, all three skills. And this is the thing that you've got to understand. You've got to have the visionary to not always think that you have to be so independent, that sometimes actually things work out better when joined and worked with another instead of always doing things by yourself. So visionary is basically saying to you, Sag, that it's important this week that you set those goals for yourself. But when you set those goals, check to see whether it is something you can do on your own or whether it'll be easier if you combine it with another. So let people help you this week. Let people help you to achieve all your goals and all your dreams. All you need to have is the vision, and then let people help you to achieve that. And it'll be easy, simple, uncomplicated, and truly fabulous. Sag, I'm going to leave it there for you, short, sweet, and to the point. But just know that if you can dream it, this week you can make it a reality. As long as you get people to help you, you're going to be absolutely fine. As always, with love and blessings from my heart to yours. And until we connect again, take care, Sag. Capricorn, hello and welcome. Welcome to your week ahead TarotScopes. Let's get the cards shuffled and see what does this week have in store for you. So Capricorn, from the Destiny cards, we're looking for a theme for the week ahead. So let's give the cards a shuffle. Let's cut them. Take a card off the top and see what is the theme for Capricorn for this week ahead. And the theme is communication. So we have Terence McKenna, who is giving us a quote, and the quote is, "The rate at which language evolves determines how fast consciousness evolves. Otherwise, you're just lost in what Wittgenstein called the unspeakable. You can feel it, but you can't speak of it. So it's an entirely private reality. Notice how we have very few words for emotions. I love you. I hate you." But that is so interesting. So yes, the rate at which language evolves determines how fast consciousness evolves. I love that thought. So communication is the theme for Capricorn for the week ahead. So what is communication? Communication is taking a thought, taking an emotion, taking an idea, taking something and putting it into words and passing it on to another person in a way that they have true understanding. Because, you know, in my corporate years, when I was in the corporate world, I used to do training on proper communication. And one of the things that stands out for me many years later is a thing that was in the training manual was whenever there's a breakdown of communication, it's not the person hearing the communication who is at fault, it's the person giving the communication. So if you are the communicator, it is up to you to ensure that your audience has understood the message as you intended it to be heard. So yeah, interesting one for you this week, Capricorn, to focus being on communication, and it's on, you know, giving and receiving communication. Our first tarot card is the Sun. Second is the Ace of Pentacles, and our third one is the Seven of Cups. Oh, I love this. Right, so Capricorn, we have three very happy, very positive, very fabulous tarot cards connected with our communication. So immediately that tells us that there's no real problem with communication. It's just something that we need to be mindful of on how we communicate and how other people communicate to us. If somebody says something to you and you're not quite sure on what was their intention or what are they actually saying, don't feel bad to ask for clarity. Don't feel bad to ask. We do have the Sun card. So the Sun card represents happiness, success, abundance, you know, all of those kind of fabulous things. So maybe it's telling you that your communication is going to be on point this week. So if you've got anything that you need to say that you've been holding back for a while because you were worried about, oh, is it the right time? Will it be heard correctly? Will it be received well? You know, if you've had any concerns around anything that you've needed to say to a person, maybe this is a good week to actually get that said. Maybe this is a good week to express ourselves, to say the things that we've been putting off for the longest time. So if there's a tough email or a hard conversation that you've needed to have, I definitely think the Sun card with communication is saying that this is a really good week. If you are applying for jobs, if you are promoting yourself or putting yourself out there or whatever, this is definitely a good week to do so because communication is on form. We do have the Ace of Pentacles as well. And Ace of Pentacles is about new opportunity to generate income, new opportunity for money to come to you. So here we have this hedge. It does look a little bit overgrown. It does look a little bit like it hasn't really been taken care of in the way that it should maybe be taken care of. Everything looks a little bit, a little bit tardy. But if we look through the doorway, you can see that there's another whole world out there. We can't really see much of what it is, and it does look a little bit barren from this end. But who knows? If we just find our way through, you may be pleasantly surprised at what options are waiting for you. So the Ace of Pentacles is saying to you that just on the horizon are new opportunities. If you can communicate and express yourself clearly, if you can say the things that need to be said properly and with clarity of mind, clarity of thought, clarity of emotion, opportunities are going to be just on the other side of that. Here we have the Seven of Cups. Now, Capricorn, I know that we can sometimes get ourselves into a thing when we have too many choices. It's human nature, right? We're so afraid of making the wrong choice because we've been told all our lives, think carefully before you make a choice, because once you've made a choice, you can't go back on it. So what's happened now is we've created a society of people who are petrified of making a choice, petrified of picking a cup. Because what happens if I don't really know exactly what's in those cups and I now pick one that actually is the wrong one for me? So let me think about it, let me ponder, let me do risk analysis, let me do pros and cons, let me sleep on it, let me do all these things. But one thing I won't do is make a decision. And that is where we go wrong. Okay, so Capricorn, for you this week, communication is key. Clear, purposeful, fabulous, positive communication that will open up doors of opportunity for you, but you have to make a decision. You have to verbalize, communicate, verbalize and express what it is that you want. Do not be overly concerned around what awaits you, because when you go through that door, even if you've chosen the wrong cup, we can deal with it then. And who knows, choosing the wrong cup may actually lead you down the right path to the right door. We don't know what the future holds. So choose from your heart, do not choose from your head. But express yourself clearly, speak openly, make sure that your communication is positive, that it's fabulous, that it's wonderful, but make the choices, verbalize them, speak out loud, connect and share. Communicate openly and clearly. No vagueness this week. I'm going to leave it there. I'm going to say to you, Capricorn, this is not a week for being vague. This is a week for clear, concise, practical, fabulous, wonderful communication and choices, which are going to lead you to great opportunities. So go on and speak your mind. With lots of love and blessings, Capricorn. And until we connect again, take care. Aquarius, hello and welcome to your week ahead TarotScopes. All right, let's see what this week has in store for you, Aquarius. I am giving these cards a shuffle as we want a card that's going to determine your theme for the week ahead. So cards are shuffled. Let's cut the deck and let's draw one off the top. Put those aside. So Aquarius, the theme for your week ahead is exploration. Oh, I love it. Exploration. This is the second time it has come through this week. I can't remember which sign had it as well, but exploration coming through for the second time. The quote, I'm not going to say the person's name because I will butcher it, but the quote says, "Love is an endless mystery, for it has nothing else to explain it." Oh, I love that. So exploration is the theme, Aquarius. Let's get the tarot shuffled to see where you need to be exploring, what you need to be exploring, and what exploring looks like. So we're giving the tarot a shuffle. Just going to do one more. And this is for Aquarius to see where we need to be exploring, what we need to be exploring, and what it all looks like. Right, cards are nicely shuffled. Let's cut the deck. Tarot card number 1, Aquarius, we have the Knight of Pentacles. Let's move him over there. Card number 2, we have the 3 of Pentacles, making a second appearance this week. And we have the dreaded Tower card. Oh my gosh. Right, Aquarius, we are definitely exploring this week. So let's just tidy up the alignment here. All right, Tower card. Tower card is often not a card that we enjoy seeing, that we want to see, but I have learned how to embrace this. I have learned how to see the positive of this. So we'll get through it. The fact that it's come through third and not first gives me a little bit of hope, and it should give you a little bit of hope too. Considering our theme is exploration, I do think, and looking at the cards that we have, Aquarius, there is a little bit of work to do this week, but actually we got this in the bag. All right, so let's have a look. First card we have is the Knight of Pentacles. If you know anything about tarot, or if you've been following my channel for any amount of time, when you look at the cards of the knights, there are 4 knights in the tarot, one for each suit. This is the Knight of Pentacles. He is the only knight where his horse is standing still. The other 3 knights, the horses are in some kind of movement, action, progress, okay? But the Knight of Pentacles, he stopped, not because he's given up, not because he's reached the end. No, he has stopped because he wants to survey the land in front of him, because he knows that he wants to get across the field. He knows he wants to get to wherever, but he's basically looking to see what lays ahead, to see what is going to be the best route forward. So he's being smart. All the other knights just rush in and hope for the best. He's being practical, he's being logical, he's being level-headed in his exploration. And Aquarius, I think this is what Spirit is saying to you, is that it is time for change, okay? It is time for change in your life. It is time for you to explore alternates, to explore other things, to explore other options. And sometimes in your exploration, we have to stop and count our blessings. We have to stop and look around us and see where things are, to see what options are available to you, so that you are being smart and not just being a knight on a charging horse. We also have the 3 of Pentacles. And Aquarius, the 3 of Pentacles is the card of teamwork. It's the card of recognizing the role that you play in the overall picture. So here we have some building that is taking place. This person in the blue seems to be the person who does the carving, the hammer and the chisel work. We've got this person here in the yellowy greeny color who seems to be holding the plans. And then we've got this person in the brown who seems to be observing, watching. So in my mind, we've got the person on the ground level doing the work, we've got the architect, and we've got quality control. And we couldn't achieve everything that we want to achieve if we missed one of those 3 people. So to me, this is the card of understanding that you might be the architect, you might be quality control, you might be the person on the ground. It doesn't matter who you are, but you play just an important role as everybody else. So we need to explore, what role are you playing in your life, in your circumstance? So in your situation at the moment, Aquarius, what is the role that you play, and how well are you playing your role? Have you looked to see if there's any other ways around? Have you looked to see if there's any other ways of doing it? But maybe it's also about stretching yourself and actually saying, you know what, I'm tired of being quality control. Can I actually have a turn with the hammer and chisel? I'd like to have a go at that. Maybe it's about exploring the options of what else you could do and how else you could do it. So let's bring the Tower card into it now. So Aquarius, the Tower card is the card of drastic and sudden change. Unexpected, chaotic, sometimes disastrous. But the change comes about because the universe has been giving you nudges to make a change for some time, and you've ignored them. You've turned a blind ear, eye, back, whatever you want to call it. You've turned and said, no, I'm not ready. I don't want it. Not yet, not yet, not yet. But the universe knows what's best for you. And the universe is now saying to you, you know what? You didn't take our nudges. You didn't take our suggestions. You didn't take our hints. And it's actually important that you go through this change. So you didn't listen to us, so we're now going to force it on you, okay? And sometimes when things go wrong, it actually does have a benefit, a positive benefit at the end of it. We don't know that at the time of going through the struggle. But in hindsight, we can look back and say, you know what? If I didn't have that awful experience, I wouldn't be the person I am today. So in hindsight, we are always so good. But let's explore options. So Aquarius, this is Spirit saying to you, survey the land, look at what's going on around you, see if there isn't a better route to go. Understand that you're not doing this on your own and that everybody contributes something to the situation. But there is definitely time for you to rebuild yourself, to rebuild your circumstances. You can either be in control of that, or it can be thrust upon you, okay? So you get to decide. And because your theme is exploration, I think this is Spirit saying to you, Aquarius, that you need to be the one exploring asking the questions, probing the circumstances, and making the decisions that you need to make. If you leave it up to spirit, it may not be so pleasant. But this is definitely a week for changing the way that you do things, the way that things happen in your life. Let's explore alternates this week. That is the message, Aquarius. To the point, explore options this week. Do not take anything at face value. All right. Sending you much love and many blessings, Aquarius. And until we connect again, take care. Hello and welcome, Pisces. Welcome to your week ahead TarotScopes. Let's get these cards shuffled and see what is the theme ahead for all Pisces energy using these destiny cards. Right, so cards have shuffled. Let's cut the deck. Pisces, in my hand, I now have your theme for the week ahead. Let's have a look and see what is your theme. And you have got the theme of plenty. Oh, I like it. Oh, and I love this even more. Your quote is by Winnie the Pooh. Who doesn't love Winnie the Pooh? And Pisces, Winnie the Pooh says, I don't much care if it snows or thaws, because I have got a lot of honey on my nice clean paws. Oh, I love it. I love it. So you have got the card of plenty, the theme of plenty for the week ahead. So what is plenty? Because you know what? To me, that is such a relative term. I'm going to shuffle the tarot while we chat about plenty. Plenty is such a relative term because I might have 6 of one thing. All right, so let's be Winnie the Pooh. Let's talk about honey. I may have 6 jars of honey, and to me that may be plenty because the way that I use honey, 6 jars is going to last me a long time. Therefore, I have plenty. You, on the other hand, and I maybe should have said it the other way around. I don't mean to imply that you use more honey than I do, but you may, on the other hand, go through a jar of honey a day. So 6 jars of honey is not plenty for you. To you, you may feel like you have plenty when you have 20, but for me, I feel like I have plenty when I have 6. So it is a relative term. Plenty is relative depending on what the honey is, depending on what the thing is, and depending on your usage of that thing. So Pisces, for you for this week, we are looking at what is in plenty. What is plenty for you this week? Where do you need plenty, and where maybe do you have too much plenty? Let's have a look and see where this relates in your life. So let's cut the tarot. Card number 1, Pisces, we have got the Ace of Pentacles making a second appearance this week. We have the Sun making a second appearance this week. And we have also making a second appearance this week, the 6 of Swords. All right, let's tidy up, avoid the glare. Let's try and get them as straight as I can. I'm never very good at this. So Pisces, theme is plenty. Winnie the Pooh being your guardian angel, your guiding light through the week. We have got the Ace of Pentacles. Ace of Pentacles is like a gift that's been offered to you. It's a gift that's been offered to you, and it's a gift that says to you that sometimes we need to take that gift, we need to accept that gift, but we also need to work the gift, use the gift. You know, a lot of us, especially when we receive something as a gift from a person, we feel bad to use it, so we stash it, we keep it for memory, for you know, just, oh shame, it was such a sweet gift, a considerate gift, so I'm sticking it in the cupboard and I'm going to keep it because then every time I look at it, I'm going to think of the person who gave it to me, blah, 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 blah. But actually what we should be doing is when we're offered something, we should take it and use it for what it was intended for in order to generate more of the same. I'm saying that because it's the Ace of Pentacles, it's the Ace of Money. So in order to have plenty, nobody ever gets rich by saving every penny they have. You get rich by taking your pennies, working your pennies, putting them to use in order for each penny to generate more pennies. And if we generate more pennies, we end up with plenty. Okay, so we also have the Sun card here, and Pisces, the Sun card is the card of happiness, of success, of abundance, of joy, of plentiful, right? So we have got a lot of plenty taking place here, but it's about understanding what in your life have you been holding on to, and what in your life are you utilizing in order to generate more for yourself. That is where the question comes in. So that is where the question comes in, and what you need to be questioning for yourself, working towards your own happiness. And I say that because of the next card, right? So Pisces, I say for your own happiness. Do not think about the happiness of the person who gifted you the thing in the first place. You need to think about your own happiness, saying that if I use that, to make more, how happy will I be? And therefore, how happy will the person who gave it to me be? So it's about understanding your own happiness, your own needs, wants, and desires, and knowing that you deserve plenty. You deserve an abundance. There is an abundance available to you, but if you hold on to a thing, that energy becomes stagnant. And with stagnant energy, you cannot have more of it. So it's about getting the energy flowing and getting the energy moving, because movement creates opportunity. Now we look at our Six of Swords. So Six of Swords is the card of moving towards greener pastures. It's the card of acknowledging where you are and how unhappy you are, and recognizing that the only way that you are going to find your happiness is by moving on, by going to another place. So the situation we have here is a parent and here is a child. The swords in the boat in front of them represent all her worldly possessions and all the things that mean something to her. So she has loaded up this boat and her child with everything of significance and value to her, and she's told the boatman to just take her to the next land, take her to the next country, take her to the next place, because she's hoping that any place would be better than where she's left off. So she's understood that in order for her to have plenty, happiness and abundance, she needs to change her location, change her situation. And Pisces, this is exactly what Spirit is saying to you. This week, there is an abundance available to you, but only if you act on it, only if you do something, only if you are practical, physical in moving from A to B, but understanding that you've got to utilize the gifts that are being offered to you to generate more of the same, and that will attract and bring in the abundance that is available to you. So it's not a case of holding on to a thing, thinking if I hold on to it tomorrow, I could use it and it would be better. It's a case of let's use everything I have to generate more of the same so that I can change my circumstances to have the life of happiness, abundance, and plenty that I deserve. I love that. That is so interesting. Pisces, I think this is a fabulous reading for you. I am sending you so much love and many blessings. And until we connect again, take care.